In a world where one screen was enough, Nintendo said, what if two? A touchscreen, microphone, stylus. At first, we laughed. Then we bought. And then we really bought. Welcome to the world of the Nintendo DS, where the weird became the winner. By the early 2000s, Nintendo had handheld gaming in a headlock, but pressure was rising. Sony was preparing to launch its sleek, powerful PlayStation Portable, and gamers were expecting a GBA 2, not something this different. Enter the Nintendo DS, revealed in 2004. It wasn't a direct successor to the Game Boy, or so they said. It was a third pillar, an experiment, a gamble. And in typical Nintendo fashion, it worked. The Nintendo DS stood for dual screen, and its design felt like something out of sci-fi. Two screens stacked vertically, where the bottom one was a resistive touchscreen, built-in microphone for voice input, wireless connectivity for multiplayer and online play, clamshell form factor inherited from the SP, now with a futuristic twist. It looked like a PDA, a Game & Watch, and a GBA SP had a strange tech baby. And yet, it worked. About the CPU and core hardware, the main CPU was an ARM 946E-S with 67 MHz for the main processor, and the secondary CPU was an ARM 7 TDMI with 33 MHz, used for backward compatibility and audio. The RAM was 4 MB and the VRAM was 656 KB split across 4 banks. As for the screens, dual TFT LCDs with 256 over 192 pixels each. The bottom screen was 100% resistive touch stylus compatible, and the top screen was non-touch, primarily for static HUD or action views. The graphics were 2D and 3D rendering via custom Nintendo GPU. Polygonal rendering was supported, though limited. It also allowed impressive, if low-poly, 3D games like Metroid Prime Hunters and Mario Kart DS. The sound was composed by stereo speakers with virtual surround. It supported voice input via built-in mic. It was MIDI-like audio quality, but strong for handheld standards. What about the expansion? Backward compatible with GBA cartridges, DS games used new smaller game cards, Wi-Fi connectivity using IEEE 802.11b, the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection, and PictoChat, a built-in local chat app. As for the power, the battery life was roughly 6 to 10 hours, depending on brightness and usage, and it also had a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. The original DS, released in 2004, was bulky, with a dim screen and clunky buttons. But then came the Nintendo DS Lite in 2006, slimmer, lighter, brighter, hugely boosted the DS's mass appeal and became the model most people remember. The Nintendo DSi in 2008, with a removed GBA slot, added cameras, DSi Shop and firmware updates, and the DSiXL in 2009 with upsized screens for older audiences and family play. Each revision kept the momentum going and prepared the way for the 3DS. Touch gimmick? Maybe. But when the games came, the DS showed it wasn't just double screened, it was double stacked. The DS library exploded, balancing innovation and tradition. The key titles included Brain Age and Nintendogs, Casual Boom, Mario Kart DS, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, The World Ends With You with deep stylus mechanics, Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, Advance Wars Dual Strike, New Super Mario Bros., and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. The DS became a home for everyone, from toddlers to seniors, and it didn't shy away from weird experimental stuff. Cooking simulators, Core DS Music Studio, games you blew into to put out virtual candles. The DS wasn't just a success, it was a phenomenon. Initially dismissed by critics, it went on to become the best-selling handheld console of all time, with over 154 million units sold. It dwarfed the PSP, which still sold a very respectable 80+ million and proved that innovation could beat raw horsepower. The DS didn't just influence gaming, it influenced everything. It inspired mobile gaming UX conventions. It paved the way for touch-based gameplay in later Nintendo systems. It normalized downloadable games and firmware updates, and showed Nintendo that weird could be wildly profitable. Its DNA lives on in the 3DS, the Switch touchscreen, and even mobile gaming interfaces. The DS was a console that dared to be strange. It didn't follow trends, it created them. In an era of handheld arms races, Nintendo flipped the script, added a stylus, and wrote its own history. And next time, we jump into the third dimension.